I moved to Vallejo, and I had already been here a few years, not many, but a few years. And I had managed to make a couple of friends, but I'll tell you, fighting and beating this cement factory is the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I quadrupled my circle of friends. I gained a new knowledge about environmental justice. I gained a new knowledge about the struggles and the successes of people in my community. Often say it, and I'll say it again. You meet the nicest people when a cement factory threatens to come to town.
Yeah.
Just being a part of this struggle changed my life then and changes my life to this day. I would say that at least once a month, someone will stop me on the sidewalk and say, "Hey, we really stuck it to him, didn't we?" I'm like, "Yeah, we really did. We really stuck it to him."
I was one of them that was at the farmer's market fairly often.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things we had there was a box of slag.
Mhm.
This is what they're going to be shipping in the hulls of super tankers, and it's going to be taken out of there with clamshell lifters. This project didn't sound good. It didn't sound like something we wanted. But primarily, I mean, what happened with Fresh Air Vallejo was Colleen Cole got us all together, about 30 strangers, and parceled out the draft EIR, which was about 800 pages with 3,000 pages of exhibits, not all of which were in English, and not all of which could be opened without an expensive CAD program. I can't even imagine what we would be living in had we failed.
Yeah.
I mean, 200 and that of all I used to be able to rattle off facts and figures off the top of my head. The only one I remember now is 275, because that's how many semis we would have had every day on our city streets that they were not obligated to maintain. So you think they're bad now? Holy buckets. Imagine that
Mm.
many semis every day. And then going up and down Lemon, because that was the only street that accessed Sperry Mill.
Mhm.
Another one of my heroes in this was Ed Ferris, who was the president of the Longshoremen's Union. And every time after the longshoremen joined Fresh Air Vallejo and came out against this, he would show up at every city council meeting and bring at least one or two guys with him and speak about it. And what I remember also at the press conference that they called down by the gates of Sperry Mill, and a reporter was asking him, your guys are the ones who would get this work, emptying these ships. So why are you taking this position against your guys making money? And he just looked at him and he said, not all money is good money. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm.
I don't remember, in fact, how many. We got something like 60 organizations to join us against this. And those ties are still there to the Sunflower Alliance and Greenbelt Alliance and, different environmental organizations, because there's a lot of them in our area because of the refineries.
Mhm.
And then Valero also in Benicia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, in some ways it was good for that. It brought a lot of people out of the woodwork, got a lot done. But the other big thing in it was the Department of Justice letter.
Mm.
The letter that they wrote at the end to the city of Vallejo that pointed out all of the completely inappropriate parts of the draft EIR and basically said, you're going to have to start over and do this again. At which point the landowners withdrew their appeal and the thing died.